You ever look at something so perfect, so flawless, that you just know it has to be fake? That's my life. A beautiful house in a quiet, safe neighborhood, a handsome, successful husband, friendly, smiling neighbors who wave when they see me. On the surface, everything looks ideal, but looks can be deceiving. The truth? My husband, Daniel, is a controlling, manipulative man. He loves the idea of me more than he loves me. He reminds me every day that I signed a prenup, that I have no money of my own, and worst of all, he holds my brother's illness over my head. Caleb, my little brother, my only real family. He's sick, really sick, and Daniel makes sure I know that if I ever leave him, he won't help with Caleb's medical bills. I'm trapped. And my neighbors? They're just as fake as the life I live. Perfect lawns, perfect smiles, but behind closed doors? Infidelity, gossip, misery wrapped up in designer clothes and expensive wine. But then he moved in, Mason Kendall, the new guy, different from the rest of the men around here. No stiff suits or rehearsed smiles. He had this easy confidence, the kind that made you want to look twice. And trust me, I did. At first, it was just a game, a little harmless fun. I'd catch his eye when I was outside, let my gaze linger just a second too long, a smirk, a knowing look. He played along, and soon it turned into something more. It started small, accidental touches, casual conversations that lasted a little too long, the way he'd look at me like I was alive again, like I wasn't just someone's wife. And then, one night, I stopped pretending I didn't want it. The moment his lips touched mine, I knew there was no turning back. At first, it was just about the thrill, the danger. But then, it wasn't. Mason saw me. He listened. He made me laugh, made me feel something I hadn't felt in years. Real happiness. And that's when it stopped being just a game. I started to imagine a life where I wasn't Daniel's trophy wife, a life where I was free, a life with Mason. But life isn't that simple. Caleb took a turn for the worse. The doctors said he might not have much time left, and suddenly all those fantasies of running away felt selfish. Mason told me to choose us, to choose myself for once. He said he'd wait for me, that he'd help me figure it out. But could I really walk away, knowing what it would cost? If I left, Daniel would cut Caleb off in an instant. I couldn't let that happen. But if I stayed, I'd be nothing more than a prisoner in this perfect little cage. So what do you do when your heart tells you one thing, but your conscience tells you another? I had to make a choice. And once I did, there would be no going back.